Gunmen invade Nasarawa community, shoot varsity student and kidnap businessman. NLC, TUC declare nationwide strike on November 14. Police deploys massively ahead of Imo elections. On the foreign scene, no ceasefire call as G7 presses for Gaza humanitarian pause. Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Abdullahi Ahmed. We start in Nasarawa as gunmen suspected to be kidnappers on Monday night invaded Gandu community located just 2 kilometers from the Federal University of Lafia, Nasarawa State, and shot a 300-level student of the institution. The gunmen also kidnapped a popular businessman during the attack at around 8:30 p.m. An eyewitness says the incident has caused unrest among residents of the area as most students have remained indoors since the attack. Meanwhile, the Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has expressed concern over the growing insecurity around tertiary institutions in the state. The governor stated this on Tuesday during a visit to the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Lafia over Monday night's attack on student settlement by yet-to-be-identified gunmen. While registering his sympathy with the management of the institution over the incident, Governor Sule reiterated his administration's commitment to ensuring adequate security around student residential areas in the state to curtail security challenges. Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress have jointly declared a nationwide strike scheduled to commence on Tuesday, November 14. The leadership of both unions arrived at a resolution following an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting in Abuja on Tuesday. The nationwide mobilization of their members and supporters have been launched according to the unions. The action by the organized labor follows the alleged brutalization of NLC President Joe Ajero last week in Imo State. Ajero's recent attack in Owerri, the Imo State capital, has sparked widespread outrage, with organized labor accusing the Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Barde, of complicity. Now, Benue State is dealing with a humanitarian challenge as thousands remain in camps after years of being disconnected from their ancestral homes. Now, their continuous stay in the camps is generating concern among residents of Makurdi, who say there is a need to immediately rehabilitate and relocate all internally displaced persons back to their homelands. Jimmy Azande reports.
With the humanitarian crisis that has impacted the lives of over 1 million people. The camps that were designed to provide temporary shelter have now become home to those displaced by violent conflicts. For some residents of Makurdi, the time has come to reconnect all internally displaced persons to their ancestral homes and give them a sense of belonging.
Recently, the Benue State government, with support of international organization, is undertaking a biometric exercise. But in all of this, the government has to come up with a deliberate policy towards resettling the internally displaced persons, beyond just giving them cartons of Indomies, giving them fish. The people in Nigeria really want to fish on their own, and any policy towards supporting them should be geared towards resettling them, should be geared towards building the security of the villages.
Some of the respondents say the practice of giving handouts to IDPs is not sustainable and can lead to an overdependence on the government for everyday needs.
Palliatives, enough of palliatives. What the government should do is ensure there's security, and then create an enabling environment for the economy in those places to thrive. Those that want to go to farms should have security to go to farms, provide seedlings, those that are fishermen, provide them with what they need, to fish.
Many say restoring peace across volatile areas and moving the displaced population back to their homelands should be the target for both state and federal government, as this remains the viable option that can help the IDPs lead meaningful and productive lives.
Right, so it will be difficult to meet all their needs, but when we provide them with basic amenities, water, food, clothing, hospitals or health equipment and facilities, to ensure that they are able to live life to the full.
It has been 5 years since over 1 million residents of Benue, now regarded as IDPs, last saw their villages after persistent attacks by herders. For the IDPs, the long way to go back home continues. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered a restriction of all forms of vehicular movements on roads, waterways and all forms of transportation from 12 midnight to 6 p.m. on Saturday during the gubernatorial elections across Kogi, Imo and Bayelsa states. Addressing newsmen on Tuesday in Abuja on the preparations of the Nigerian police towards the election, the police force public relations officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi says this was the exception, that there are some exceptions of those on essential services such as INEC officials, accredited electoral observers, ambulances responding to medical emergencies, firefighters and media operatives, among others. The Force Public Relations Officer also explains that the order, which was part of measures being put in place to ensure a safe, secure and conducive environment for the conduct of the elections, is aimed at ensuring public order management, the safety of electorates, as well as assisting the security agencies in effecting policing and preventing hoodlums as well as criminal-minded elements from disrupting the electoral process. Now, 15 commissioners of police, 29 deputy commissioners of police and 40 assistant commissioners of police have been deployed to oversee Saturday's governorship election in Imo State. The spokesperson for the State Police Command, Henry Okoye, who gave the update, says the police is ready for Saturday's poll in Imo State. Okoye says a Deputy Inspector General of Police would be in charge of the election in Imo State and will be assisted by an Assistant Inspector General of Police. He said the State Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Barre, has been redeployed to the force's headquarters in Abuja by the Inspector General of Police. The police spokesperson added that 36 units of mobile police personnel have been deployed to the state ahead of the election. He explained that the visiting mobile police personnel would assist the mobile officers of the command in maintaining peace and order before, during and after the election. Elsewhere, the Federal High Court sitting in Yenagoa has dismissed a case filed by Isikima Johnson seeking to disallow the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate from contesting the November off-cycle governorship election in the state. The presiding judge, Justice B.O. Quadri, ruled on Tuesday that the case was statute barred and the court, in effect, lacks jurisdiction to entertain the case. Johnson, an APC member who contested and lost the APC governorship primaries in the state in April, had filed a suit in which she alleged improper conduct of the primary election and claims that the party's deputy governorship candidate, Joshua McIver, was not qualified to be on the ballot. McIver is the running mate to Timipre Silva, the APC governorship candidate in the Bayelsa Goba election. The federal government of Nigeria has reportedly saved approximately 1.45 trillion naira between June and September this year from the removal of fuel subsidy, according to FAC allocation records obtained from the National Bureau of Statistics and the Nigeria Governors Forum website. Monthly contributions to the non-oil revenue savings accounts totaled 696.93 billion naira in June, 389.7 billion naira in July, and 71 billion naira in August and 289 billion naira in September. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had declared the end of subsidy back in May in his inaugural speech. And prior to this, the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Company Limited spent 1.8 trillion naira on subsidies from January to May this year, 55% higher than the same period in 2022. The president had announced that 1 trillion naira was saved in the month between June and July, which will now be used for intervention programs to benefit Nigerian households. The Nigerian Senate is set to probe the purchase of the 5 billion naira presidential yacht and circumstances surrounding its purchase. The resolution was made known by the Senate Committee on Navy, chaired by Senator Gbenga Daniel. This was made known in a statement by the media aide to the lawmaker, Steve Oyilede. Now, there has been a nationwide outcry since information on the purchase of the yacht became public, generating polarizing views among Nigerians over the amount involved. Daniel revealed that the committee had taken the initiative to investigate the circumstances and issues surrounding the purchase of the controversial yacht within a concise time frame of 1 week. The Ibadan Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned 11 students of the Obafemi Awolowo University before Justice Nathaniel Ayo Emmanuel of the Federal High Court, Osogbo, in Osun State, over alleged involvement in internet fraud. The defendants were arraigned on different count charges ranging from 1 to 6 charges as preferred against them by the EFCC. 9 of the defendants were arraigned on 1 count charge each, while 2 had 6 count charges filed against them each. The head media and publicity of the anti-graft agency, Dele Oyewale, in a statement says, upon the arraignment of the suspects, they all pleaded not guilty to the charges when the charges were read to them. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz says at least 14,000 Nigerians living in Germany risk deportation. Scholz says it is attributed to the spike in the number of Nigerians seeking asylum, with a great number of Nigerians without identification cards and Nigerians who have behaved well in their country to benefit Nigeria. The German Chancellor added that approximately 12,500 Nigerians are in a condition of tolerance in Germany as a result of the Nigerian government's reluctance to admit people without the necessary identity documents. Now, speaking during a meeting with President Bola Tinubu in Abuja on Tuesday, Scholz says the current spike in Nigeria's filing initial asylum claims in 2023 has sparked worries. Nearly 14,000 Nigerians might be deported from Germany, and the great majority of them do not have the necessary identification cards. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, we take a look at this dying industry in Kaduna State as tannery business goes out of stock. More on this and many other stories up ahead after the break.
It may not look it, but Zamfara is quietly raging. It is the explosive focal point of northwest Nigeria. Across 14 local government areas, bandits have been unleashing mindless violence.
We need presidential intervention in Zamfara State. Our governor is doing his best. Our own part, we are doing our best. We need federal intervention. I repeat, we need federal intervention.
No area, no village, no ward, no district that is not affected. No hour, no minute, no second that you cannot see bandits moving around, attacking our people.
Over 200,000 people have been displaced, and over 6,000 deaths have been reported since May 2011.
Hello, and welcome to Creative Lounge on Trust TV. My name is Ahmed Mohammed Bello, and I'm going to be taking you through my journey as an artist.
Welcome back to the news update. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Gunmen have invaded Gandu community of Nasarawa State, shooting a varsity student and kidnapping a businessman. The NLC and the TUC are set for a nationwide strike action on November 14. Fish sellers in Ogun State on Tuesday took their protest to the governor's office, decrying the incessant increase in the price of fish in the markets. The fish sellers, who are carrying placards bearing various inscriptions and messages, appeal to the government for an intervention over the skyrocketing price of fish, saying it has negatively affected their businesses. The decline of local manufacturing industries in Nigeria is becoming alarming as more sectors are being impacted by the current economic downturn. Traditional tanneries in Nigeria have been part of the leather-producing value chain, providing thousands of jobs and millions of dollars in revenue. In northern Nigeria, the tannery business goes back hundreds of years. And in this report, Bello Musa tells the tale of a dying industry that is blessed with abundant raw materials and talents.
Zaria's tanneries are some of the oldest and most successful in the business. For years, this industry has sustained the lives of thousands of people through direct and indirect employment. The old tannery was relocated from Zaria City to Kofar Kuyambana as a result of urban renewal work that affected the old site. A quick look at what used to be a booming business with global connections showed visible signs of a falling giant.
Gaba ɗaya yanayin aikin namu ya zama ya gama lalacewa ma dai gaba ɗaya aikin nan namu ne jima.
We are experiencing low patronage. We would buy the skin and tan it, but there are no customers to buy from us. We had foreign customers, but they stopped coming now. The market is bad. Despite its declining fortunes, this old tannery still provides a handful of tanners with the necessary tools and facility to earn a living.
Yanzu sana'an da yanzu ina gami da zaka zo ka tada gidan nan akwai ma'aikata mun fi mu 50. Kowa da aikin shi.
We were more than 50 in this house, and each person would tan 50 animal skins in a day. Yet, we would not meet the demand in the market. However, now you can see how deserted the place is.
Saboda menene da mu ana jiran fatan ne da an yi kawai ana jira ga masu siye nan suna jira.
Although it is only a matter of time before this tannery becomes a relic of Zaria's history due to modern advancement in tanning, many believe an intervention could have saved it from going out of business through protectionist policies of government.
Although
insecurity is affecting tanning, but lack of government support has also contributed as well. We don't have capital and modern tools to do our work effectively. Moreover, the importation of polythene bag and other products from China has reduced the use of skin products in the country, and this affects us as well. Zaria tannery is dying. We need government support to produce quality skins.
Zaka ga an yi leda mai ƙurzuni irin bayan kada za a yi na irin damu.
According to available data, the sector, which is largely dominated by the northern Nigeria, attracted over $645 million in the last quarter of 2021. While all the recipes for success remain available, local industries like this will be missing out of the billion-dollar industry if something urgent is not done to revitalize the sector. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
The Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations in Unit Zone A intercepted 13 trailer loads of foreign parboiled rice, 17 vehicles, and other items worth over 1.2 billion naira in the month of October. Now, this was disclosed in a statement posted on the official X handle of the Nigeria Customs Service on Wednesday. According to the statement, the acting controller of the unit, Hussaini Ejibunu, made this known in a press briefing on Tuesday at the unit's headquarters in Lagos. The acting controller also disclosed that 9 suspects have been arrested during the anti-smuggling operations, as some of them were currently undergoing prosecution in different states of the zone. Ejibunu appealed to well-meaning Nigerians and to continue to support the unit with credible information that will help assist in battling economic sabotage. On the foreign scene, foreign ministers from groups of the G7 nations have wrapped up their meeting in Tokyo, Japan, with an agreement to push for a humanitarian pause in the ongoing Israeli-Hamas conflict. Japanese Foreign Minister Kamikawa Yoko announced the outcome of the 2-day discussions at a news conference on Wednesday. The ministers affirmed that they firmly condemn terror attacks by Hamas and other groups and seek an immediate release of hostages. They also agree that urgent action is needed to address the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip and show their support for a pause in fighting and the establishment of humanitarian corridors. Now, the ministers affirmed and confirmed the importance of abiding by international law, including humanitarian law, and the need to prevent an escalation and expansion of the ongoing conflict. The top diplomats agreed to aim for a sustainable and long-term solution for Gaza. They affirmed that a 2-state solution in which Israel coexists with a future independent Palestinian state is the only path to fair and lasting peace in the region. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck Indonesia's Banda Sea on Wednesday, the United States Geological Survey says, with no immediate reports of damage or casualties. No tsunami warning was issued for the quake, which hit at 11:55 midnight in local time, according to authorities. Now, the tremor was felt moderately in the town of Saumlaki in the archipelago's Tanimbar Islands, according to the Indonesian Meteorological, Climatological and Geophysical Agency. Indonesia experiences frequent earthquakes due to its position on the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is an arc of intense seismic activity that stretches from Japan through Southeast Asia and across the Pacific Basin. Talking sports now, Nigeria's second fastest 200 meters sprinter of all time, based in the United States, Udodi Unwuzurike, is going professional. He missed the golden chance to compete for the second time in the World Championships in Budapest in August. He also ran 19.76 seconds in the 200 meters dash earlier this year, failing to recover from an injury he sustained while competing in the NCAA in the United States. He came to Nigeria for the national trials in June and was part of the nation's 4x100 meters relay team, relating to the African region second competition in Togo. However, the former under-20 champion who won the 200 meters title at the 2023 NCAA outdoor track and field championships in June is said to have commenced his journey to becoming a professional athlete, where he will compete before the championship in Budapest. He was ranked the 5th fastest athlete and joined 26th in the world all-time ranking. Saudi Pro League champions Al Ittihad have sacked former Tottenham manager Nuno Espirito Santo following a run of poor results. They've won 6 of 12 league games this season and have suffered a 2-0 defeat by Air Force Club of Iraq in the Asian Champions League on Monday. Nuno took over Al Ittihad in July of 2022 after being sacked by Tottenham 8 months after his hiring as a manager. Assistant coach Hassan Khalifa will take interim charge of the team. Nuno Espirito Santo enjoyed a successful spell at Wolves from 2017 to 2021, but lasted just 4 months at Spurs before being replaced by Antonio Conte after losing 5 of 10 Premier League games. The former Porto coach guided Jeddah-based Al Ittihad to Saudi title last season. But there were reports of a difficult relationship with former Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema, who joined the club in June this year as part of the influx of stars into the Saudi Pro League. Well, that's all the news at this hour. We'll be back with more a little later. Check out our Facebook and social media pages as well as our YouTube stream to catch up with more content. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Thank you for your time. We'll see you.